Hey, welcome back to Jordan White Builds. I'm Jordan, and today's video going to show you how a wall frame is built. So from the start, we've got a concrete slab, and yeah, nothing there. So show you how we find out the locations, different parts of a wall frame, how it's all put together. Take you along all the journey, not just the shiny end result. What the technical things that go into it. So keen to swing the camera around, show you what's going on, and make sure you let us know your thoughts, give us some feedback, and if you like it, let us know and we'll film some more. So look forward to it. So this is a job site. So this is a little extension frame we're doing at the moment. You can see there we stood a few walls yesterday, but today we're going to stand all the walls in this area through here. So what we've done is we've got lines on the slab here. See that little black chalk line there? That shows where the wall's going to sit. This orange bit, that is the termite barrier. Stops the termites getting inside. It pops out through the brickwork on the outside to form chemical barrier. Here you can see the chalk line either side of where those walls are sitting, so we can make sure we get them nice and straight. This wall here, this room here is actually going to be a bedroom. Road, got a door there. Walking out through the door into another bedroom. So all the lines are flicked, all ready to go. We've actually just re-flicked this again this morning, so we always put little texture marks in all the junctions because sometimes it rains and you lose a few marks, so they're all nice and dark, ready to go. So we'll start standing some walls. It's my favourite part of the job, seeing how it all comes together. So we'll show you when we're done. So the walls are up. It's all looking really good. They went together perfectly. So what we've done, essentially lift all the walls in, and then we nail all the junctions together, and that's what makes them all stand up initially. So they're all holding there by themselves. You can see coming through here, this is through the front door. They're all sitting on those chalk lines perfectly now. So that one's in the right spot. So what we'll do now is I'm going around and putting all these nails in. So that's a nail that goes into the concrete that holds the wall frame in the right spot. So you can see those little black ones that I've done there. And this is the tool that we use for that. There's the ramset gun. It's actually got a little gunpowder charge that shoots the nail into the concrete. So it's probably one of my favourite tools, being the kid in me, like playing with guns. It's a pretty cool one. So going around shooting all those down now. Then what we'll do next, you see all these diagonal cross braces, we'll go around and tension those up to get the walls sitting nice and plumb, because at the moment there's nothing to say that they're plumb. They could be on the angle slightly. So go do that, make sure they're all fixed in nicely, and then we can move on to the next stage. While we're here, I'll take you through the parts of a wall frame. So what we're looking at here is an external wall frame. I'll go around the outside, it might be a bit better. So it's an external wall frame. So the parts we've got, the bottom plate, that's the pit that's on the bottom of the ground there. That's what all the weight's transferring down to the concrete slab. You can see that all this timber, so all the timber that is in this wall is all termite treated. That's why it's all green. We don't use any untreated timber. I think it's just a cheap insurance policy for us here in Mildura, where termites are pretty bad. Then nailed to the bottom plate, we've got these vertical timbers, which are called the studs. That's all 90 by 35. It's MGP 12 rated, so that's the rating. That's above minimum standards, but I think it's better to use better timber where possible. Then up on the top, that's the top plate up there. So that's what our trusses will sit on and carry the load of all the roof. In between that, the horizontal timbers are called noggins. So they stop the studs from bowing and make sure that all that strength is, this timber strongest when it's straight. Moving across here, we've got a window opening. So we've got that's where the window will go. We've got the sill and then the head at the top. And that yellow bit of timber right up the top there, that's called the lintel. So you can see there, that's actually a structural beam because we don't have those studs continuous. So we've got to make sure that that whole top plate is still just as strong as where we've got the studs. So that's a 240 by 45 LVL, which is on edge. So that's the strongest way to put the timber. And that makes that, there's not going to be any sag or anything like that where you could get, a window cracking or not working correctly. So that's the major timber components. And then we put little tie downs. So down the bottom here, we've got, that's called a stud tie. That's essentially locking the bottom plate to the studs, and that'll transfer right up to the top plate as well. And then here's those diagonal braces that I spoke about earlier. So these stop the wall essentially going that way. So now that we've nailing the bottoms, we'll go through and tension those up, nail them off, and the walls will be solid. So that's what a frame looks like under construction. So you can see what that's going to look like now, and just going to make sure it's all fixed off now so it can't go anywhere. And it's truss day. So these are our roof trusses. You can see they're all labelled, so we can work out off the plan where they all go. So what I've done so far is we've marked out where everything's going to go. So that's where a truss connection. So this one's a bit different. We've actually got a truss that runs against the existing house that carries all the load from the house trusses and our new trusses. So we've actually been pretty clever here. There was originally some structural steel that we've eliminated using trusses. So that means everything's going to be concealed in the ceiling space now, and we've also saved the client a fair bit of money, which is always a good thing. So we've put all those marks going off this truss plan. You can see there we've got all the measurements, so I know where to set everything out. So we've marked them according to that. So this truss here that I've marked is actually going to go along there. So all these join into it. So I've marked them accordingly. And we've prepped all these plates along the external wall. So this gets nailed onto the top of the wall. So double thickness plate, a bit stronger. And you can see there we've marked locations where all those trusses are going to sit. Labels with the truss goes there, so there's going to be a bit of confusion. So everything's prepped ready to go, and hopefully it goes through like a jigsaw puzzle. We've also got these brackets that we've got to bolt on. So this truss actually goes from the external wall back through to the internal wall, and then those trusses in yellow actually give bolted to these trusses with these big brackets. So something a bit different with this one. All looks so far, it looks like it's going to go together perfectly. So let's get them up. Alright, so now we've got most of the trusses up. So they're all nailed off at the outside. All going right across the house, right through. So looking great. The boys have done a great job. So how the trusses are locked into position. So on the outside here, you can see they sit vertical. This is our top plate. You can see where we had our mark for where the truss is going to go. We've skewed nails down from the truss into the top plate using our framing gun. And then we've installed tie downs. So this is called a cyclone tie. They're all specified by the truss engineer. So that's to prevent any uplift from the wind, to make sure the roof will stay here for forever. Then going across here at the other end, it's called a girder truss, with one with the yellow. That's the one that's carrying the weight of all the existing house roof and all this roof. So putting that in, that means we can span longer distances. We don't have to have internal walls or steelwork, things like that. And other things, these green bits of timber here, that's called a cord tie. So we put them on after we stand the trusses. That essentially locks the trusses nice and straight. So if you look along here, it's pretty much dead straight all the way through, because the truss has its most strength when it's perfectly plumb and level. Then the next thing we do is install the metal bracing that we've got on top there. That's called speed brace. So that's designed again by the truss engineer. It locks the trusses in, so going on an angle, it goes right down to the wall plate there, all the way across. We've got nails that are nailed in each one of those trusses, and we've just got to finish off that little end bit up there. But that essentially braces the whole thing, so it can't move side to side. So yeah, that's essentially what trusses look like. So the next step now is essentially doing the battens, what we need to do a roof. So this one's going to be a bit different, which I might actually show you in a later video. But yeah, this is the roof structure. This is how it's going to look like, and yeah, made really good progress, and it's great to show you what goes on during a frame.